Hey Scruffy, how you doing? Whoa, I don't like you scratching my screen. Please don't break my screen. Oh no, you're gonna tear it. Ah! Not good, Scruffy. Not good at all. This meow. Guess you're hungry, huh? So, for viewers wondering what happened to yesterday's episode, somehow the audio did not get recorded. It's the first time that's ever happened in 8 months of this, so I don't know what happened. I didn't even know the phone was capable of recording without audio, so go figure. So tonight we have hearty cuts with real chicken and beef. Last night his flea problem seemed to continue, and then last night I put in the Diatomaceous Earth to deal with his worms, or alleged worms, and with the hearty cuts I noticed there wasn't enough moisture, so the food came out kind of chalky. And then tonight I decided I wanted to give him a flea pill. So I'm worried that's too much powder because I crushed the pill and mix it in the food also. So I've cut the Diatomaceous Earth in half, so it's half a teaspoon now. And now flea pill's in there, and the food's a lot more gooey. So it hasn't lost its liquidy nature. So hopefully he'll enjoy tonight's meal, and worms will continue to die and the fleas will jump off. How's that sound, Scruffy? Okay, well, I'm going to bring out the food. Okay, coming out. So you're going to change your water. There's a lot of water left. I thought you would have drank more because of the chalky food from last night. Guess maybe it doesn't bother you. Okay, so new water's in, and let's get the glove on and sit down. Alright, you ready to go, huh? Yeah, I gotta get the glove on. Okay. So I guess I have 2 days of catching up to do. So I don't know, where should I start? Okay, so if you recall the last video that got posted, he stopped petting in the middle of petting so he could groom himself, and it looked like he was attacking a flea. And so that was the first sign that, yeah, maybe he has fleas. There's an aggressive love bite there. And actually, now I look at his fur, it actually doesn't look too bad, so maybe he doesn't need the flea pill, but too late, it's already in his food. And then last night, he didn't stop to groom himself during petting, but I noticed when he greeted me at the door, he started grooming himself where that flea, I think, was. So, and then today, unfortunately, I didn't get a recording of it, but I saw him out on the deck. And I'd never seen him do this before, but he was in the sun on the deck, and he was rolling on his back. And I've seen videos of cats rolling in like dust before, but the deck isn't really dust, so it's kind of weird. But I've heard that they do dust baths to deal with fleas sometimes. And so while he was rolling on his back, he was also grooming himself, his legs and whatever. So I don't know if he was just having a good time or if he was trying to deal with the fleas, because he wasn't grooming himself on parts where he was having flea problems. But he was rolling on his back, which I thought was weird. And then by the time I got my phone, he had already moved on, and yeah, he was under the table just hanging out. So not very interesting to record. But I figure if it was fleas, I probably should give him the flea pill. So for those who haven't been watching, a good number of months ago, I bought him a box of flea pills because proper flea treatment kind of requires a vet and a shampoo and the ability to handle him or be able to put a flea collar on him, and none of those things I can do with Scruffy here. So flea pills kind of the only alternative, with the exception of Diatomaceous Earth, or however you pronounce it. But we'll get to that in a moment. So I bought him a box of flea pills. The good news is the flea pills work. Bad news is they only work for like a short amount of time, and then if the fleas jump back on him, he's susceptible again. It doesn't keep the fleas off of him, it just gets the initial fleas to jump off of him. It seemed to did a pretty good job the last 2 times I gave it to him. The other thing I don't like about the flea pills is they're kind of expensive. So I don't want to really spend that much money. I've already spent way too much money on you, Scruffy. So I've been using the pills conservatively, just so I don't throw away money. So there's 6 pills in a box, so this will be the 3rd one. And then, people who've been following, you might know that, one of my problems right now is, the state I live in outlawed my ability to work in the occupation I've been working all my life. So I can't work here anymore, and so income is kind of a problem. So that's one of the reasons I'm thinking that I have to move. And then, ironically, that also takes me away from Scruffy, because I don't think I'll be able to move with him. But due to all the lockdowns around the world, it's really hard to go look for a new place to move to. So for the moment, I'm not going anywhere, but it is on my to-do list. So in a year or so, I don't know what my fate will be. And I don't know what Scruffy's fate's going to be. But for now, we'll just do what we've been doing. So anyway, Diatomaceous Earth. So because he's a feral cat, I basically just presume he has worms. I don't actually know, and again, I can't get him to a vet. And you can't actually get proper worm medication without a vet prescription. So Diatomaceous Earth is a natural technique. Apparently farmers use it on livestock and pets. Apparently it works. You feed it to them for, I guess, a month or so, and it should kill off any worms. But you can also apply it on their fur or skin, and it actually will kill off fleas too. So I was actually thinking I might try that, but since I have the flea pill, it seems like easier. So, because I'll have to figure out how to get the powder on the glove and then pet him in the right place and then I have to worry about him grooming himself and eating too much of the powder, though now that I've reduced the dosage to half a teaspoon, it's probably not as big of a concern. However, I don't know if I'm going to continue the half teaspoon or not tomorrow or not, or if I'll go back to a full teaspoon. Since I was concerned about the chalkiness of the food, I'm thinking I might just keep it a half a teaspoon and hope that that's enough to kill the worms still. So anyway, it's about dinner time now. Scruffy, ready for food? Still seem like being pet. Is that right? Okay, you're looking towards the food, I think. Oh no, you turned your head. Okay. Well, okay, let's finish this up. Let's get your food, okay? So, got flea pills and Diatomaceous Earth with kibble and hearty cuts in gravy. So it's real chicken and beef. So they put the emphasis on the real chicken part, so I don't know if that means the beef is not real or not. So yeah, his grooming artifact is actually not as bad today, so maybe I didn't need to give him the flea pill. Maybe I should have waited, but oh well, too late now. So yeah, that lost recording was funny. So I don't know how the audio did not record. I'm thinking it's a bug. Software bug. I don't think that was supposed to happen. I don't think it's a user setting, nor do I think, or at least if it is, it's not an easy user setting to hit, and I didn't do anything special. So turning the brush over. So I'm almost done here. Okay, I'm done. I got an itch, I got a scratch, so I'm going to take off the glove. Okay. So I have some relatives from out of town that are hoping to stop by to visit for lunch in a couple days from now, since I'm not vaccinated yet, and yeah, we're still kind of in lockdown here, and I know they don't want to get infected either, though I think they both had the vaccine. I'm thinking we'll do lunch outside here, which means I need to clean up the table here, which means I gotta take a bunch of stuff off the table, and I have to do it when Scruffy's around, and so I'm gonna probably make Scruffy miserable tomorrow, moving a bunch of things, and then when my relatives actually come here, he's gonna be like terrified because he doesn't like people, especially not at dinner, when it's not at dinner. So they're gonna come for lunch. So I don't know if he's gonna be visible or if he's just gonna completely bolt. So that'd be interesting. So yesterday was biking day, so the weather has stabilized for the moment. So yesterday, day before, and today they've all been pretty similar. Today the wind picked up though. I think in the next several days we're going to get another kind of, I don't know if it's a heat wave, but it's definitely an increase in temperature. It's going to be on that border of uncomfortable, so not looking forward to it. So yesterday I went for a bike ride and decided I'd try to push myself because it'll be kind of my last bike ride while the weather is still nice, not too hot. And then today would be too windy. So I did a bunch of the steeper hill climbs, went in reverse order though. I always have trouble, I always debate which of the hills are the hardest. So one hill is unexposed mountainside on loose dirt and very bumpy rock, and so slightly more technical. Has some very long steep parts, whereas the other one it's more shaded. It's on paved road, but has some extremely steep sections, but they're much shorter. Elevation-wise, I think they go up about the same height. So both of them are pretty difficult. And this one paved is also, you have to deal with traffic, which I hate. Don't want to get hit by a car, especially when you're going, it's also really hard to dodge when you're going uphill on narrow, windy roads. There's really nowhere to go, and you don't have the speed, power, maneuverability to get out of the way when you're biking uphill. So anyway, so I did that one first this time. Usually I do it second or last, and then I tackled the exposed one. And I was definitely feeling the fatigue when I got to that exposed one, so makes me think the exposed one might be harder, because I didn't feel the same fatigue when I did the other order. Though it could mean that maybe the first one's harder just to wore me out. But then I think it was just the longer climb started getting to me on the exposed one. So I was actually debating going back to that abandoned mining camp mountain that I did about 5 months ago. So again, the weather. So yesterday would probably be my last chance to go when the weather is still cool for a while. Even though it was like completely sunny, so I'd still have to deal with the sun exposure, and that mining camp is also very exposed. But I was thinking I could use a challenge, something different. But since I didn't plan for it, I opted against it because it's kind of a drive out to do it, and I'd have to get a bike rack going, and probably should do some maintenance on my bike before I go up something that challenging. And then I probably should do some car checkup stuff because I've been driving enough, so I'm worried about the battery being discharged and other things like that. So in the end, I didn't do it, but it's been on the back of my mind. There's an alternate route. So the first time I went up, I took it easy because it was the first time I ever went, and I knew the main part of it would actually be very difficult because basically it's an hour-long climb on some very steep terrain that's not paved. So it's very challenging, and then in fact my bike doesn't really have the granny gears that you need. Makes it even more challenging. So I mentioned I talked about going there. I was actually passing bikers up the hill, which is not a good thing because that means I don't have the right gearing. So I'm using a lot more energy going up the hill than they are. Wow, Scruffy's done here in a hurry. He left a piece of kibble too. So doesn't look like sending out for the bowls. So I guess we'll hope that the flea pill does its thing, and I guess we'll resume tomorrow. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you then. Bye.